What up, what up, what up? All right, it's USL playoffs time. I think it will be close to it by the time I put out this video. Man, best time of the year, the playoff. You lose one game, you're gone, your season's over. You win one game, you're one game closer to a championship. You love to see it. My Louisville City had to win on the previous Saturday against Birmingham. In Birmingham, we had to win if we wanted to make it to the number one seed in our division, and we did it. Playoff atmosphere. You love to see it. Birmingham is a great team, and they're going to do really good in this playoff. But that's where we're here today. 2021 USL Championship Playoff Bracket Competition. Everybody's going to be doing brackets anyways. This one was posted on the USL Reddit sub. Link in the description below, I think. I'll have that, assuming this video is out before the playoffs kick off Friday. But basically, the playoffs will kick off Friday. Here's the USL Championship statistics on 538 on who the most likely and least likely teams are to win the playoffs. But that's what we're going to do here today. I'm going to go through the bracket, and I'm going to make my selections. And, yeah. In the first game, we got El Paso Locomotive winning out their Mountain Division versus Oakland Roots. It's not much competition here. El Paso pretty much stormed through their season, doing really, really good. They did lose to Rio Grande in the previous weekend. Oakland Roots sneaking into the playoffs. I don't know how they pulled it off after such a horrible first half of the season, but they showed up in the second half. However, I'm thinking it's El Paso in the first round. I'm going to say it's going to be a 4-1 victory. El Paso just lights out shooting there, and Oakland gets one, but not enough. Second game, we got Orange County SC and Colorado Springs Switchbacks. The Switchbacks, obviously, with Haji Berry. 2021 USL Championship leading goal scorer. He's going to get the Golden Boot on the year. He was amazing. He tied the record for most goals in the season with Cameron Lancaster at 25. He couldn't break the record, however. But in the playoffs, I think he's got something to prove. Orange County, really good. You know, it was a close race between 2, 3, and 4. In the Pacific, they ultimately ended up getting the 2 spot. But with Haji Berry being as good of a scorer as he is, I'm taking the Colorado Springs into the second round. Under the Mountain 2, we got San Antonio FC and San Diego Loyal. Loyal were not so good at the start of the season. They ended up going off and then kind of just swayed back and forth all year. Had the second spot in the Pacific pretty much all year round, and then, now they're down to the 3. Really good team. San Antonio FC, amazing year last year. Another great year this year. Two really exciting teams, however, only one can advance. And I'm thinking it's going to have to be San Diego Loyal. Landon Donovan and his side, they're really, really good. They didn't get their playoff chance last year. This is the year they show up, and they really do good. And then the final matchup in the first round of the West, Phoenix Rising versus Rio Grande Valley. Rio Grande, they took a couple years off. I know in my projection video at the beginning of the season, I said they wouldn't be good. I was wrong. They were really good. Really hot to start the season. They snuck into the playoffs last night. They just beat number 1 El Paso. But then there's Phoenix. Phoenix has been on a tear as of late. They're an amazing team. I don't know who can stop them, really. And I'm sorry, but it's not going to be Rio Grande. Phoenix wins this matchup. We'll get it eventually. Phoenix, there we go. On to the Eastern Conference. We started out with Tampa Bay versus FC Tulsa. These two teams have never matched up before, so there's no really previous breakdown. Tampa Bay, obviously, really, really good in the East. They won the East by a decent margin. FC Tulsa, who has slowed down a bit towards the end of the year. I think FC Tulsa can really give Tampa Bay a run for their money, but Tampa Bay is too hot right now. I don't think they get stopped at FC Tulsa. Tampa Bay wins this game pretty easily. I think FC Tulsa really does have firepower, but just not enough to stop Tampa Bay at Tampa Bay. As for Birmingham versus Pittsburgh, Birmingham put up a major fight in the Central Division, almost won the Central Division. They were really, really close. They're coming off of a good last few games, including their 26-minute match over Miami FC in which they won. Yeah, that's a whole different conversation. Good job, USL. As much as I like Pittsburgh, I don't think they've really had the fight in them this year, and I don't think it's going to turn up here in the playoffs, especially against Birmingham, especially in Birmingham. That is a wild atmosphere. I'm taking Birmingham in this match, and I'm taking Birmingham 2-0. I think Birmingham just, quick goal by Junior Flemings, and then, someone else scores late in the match, 2-0 Birmingham. And then on to the 7th match, we got Charlotte Independence versus Memphis 901. Charlotte has been insane as of late. They've been so good. 7 straight undefeated, 6 of those being wins before they drew to Austin Bold in the last match of the season. Memphis also being really good as of late, really showing up in the playoffs. Memphis will go into Charlotte in this one. And I know everybody is probably picking Charlotte in this matchup. But I'm taking Memphis. I've seen Memphis firsthand. Memphis is a really, really good team. They're terrifying. Between their speed, they've got an amazing goalkeeper. I think if anybody can beat Charlotte at Charlotte, it's probably Memphis. So I'm going to take Memphis in this one. I'm going to say the final score is going to be Memphis by 1 goal. It's just going to have to be, it's going to be a really long fought match. Memphis scores, first 10, 20 minutes. And just, it's a brutal match all the way through, but they win it. And then on to the final match of the first round. You got my Louisville City FC versus Miami FC. Lou City, hard fought match on Saturday. Went into Birmingham, got the job done. Miami FC didn't have a great year last year. They went to the offseason. They rebuilt. They became so much better. Obviously, with the acquisitions of former Louisville City players, Paco Craig and Speedy Williams, 2 really good players. And I can't wait to see the homecoming reunion match back at Lim Family Stadium. However, I've seen Louisville City play all year long. I've faith in this club all the way. Miami FC is a really good team. You put them up against Birmingham, I think they could beat Birmingham, but I just don't think they could do it against Louisville City. In that case, I'm taking a 3-1 Louisville City victory over Miami FC. On to the second round, we got El Paso versus Colorado. Now, this is where it gets interesting. I'm calling upset. Haji Berry has been on fire. El Paso has been amazing, but they've been really weak as of late. And because of that, I'm taking Colorado. Haji has been too good. His team really shows up. I think they've got what it takes. They can knock off El Paso at home. I'm taking the Switchbacks. And it gets even more interesting here. San Diego versus Phoenix. This is a brutal matchup we witnessed 4 times during the year. 4 really good games. We haven't been able to see it since June, because that's the last time they played. So it's been a long time. But I'm taking San Diego in this one too. The 3 seeds are going to run the West. There were very few teams that actually were able to go into Phoenix and shut them down. And San Diego was one. They were really good in Phoenix. So I think if anybody can beat Phoenix, they might be one of the only few teams that can do it. I'm taking San Diego. On to the East, we got the Atlantic 1 versus the Central 2. Now, Tampa Bay is really good. They're defending Eastern Conference champions from last year. However, I think Birmingham wins this one. Birmingham is really good. I don't think a lot of teams can match up with Tampa like Birmingham does. I know I just said FC Tulsa could probably do it, but I don't think they will. I think Birmingham wins this game. It's going to be a hard-fought battle. It'll probably be like a 4-3 match, and it'll be back and forth, or it'll be something insane. But I'm taking Birmingham to win this one. I think Birmingham can really shut down Tampa. And then we got Lou City versus Memphis 901. Now, these 2 were very interesting games. Lou City won both of their matchups against Memphis 901 at home, 3-0 and 3-1. 2 very exciting games. However, on the road, Memphis really found a way to shut down Louisville City with a win and a draw. But at home, that atmosphere, it's just an insane place. It's a crazy place. I don't think Memphis makes it out of here. And yes, I might be biased, but you know what? These are my predictions. These aren't. There's no facts that have to be here. This is what I think's happening. On to the West, we got Colorado Springs versus San Diego Loyal. As much as I like San Diego, I think it's Colorado. Haji Berry has just been insane for that club. I wouldn't be shocked if he leads the playoffs in goals. And I know he's not the only guy on his team like I'm making, but he's such an important factor for Colorado getting to where they are today. And because of that, I think San Diego is really good, but I think they just can't get past Colorado. And that leaves us with Birmingham versus Louisville City. 4 really good matches all year long. Louisville City obviously took the series. They went into Birmingham. Birmingham would have to come to Louisville City in this one. And I think by now Louisville City knows what it takes to shut down Birmingham. Birmingham is really good. They've been great, but I don't think they have what it takes to stop Lou City. And that leaves us with Colorado Springs, the 3rd seed in the Mountain Division, versus Louisville City FC, the 1 seed in the Central, for your championship match on November 28th at 8 o'clock on ESPN. USL, if you want to sponsor me, I'm all for it. This is going to be an insane game. This was a matchup we already got to see this year. It was a 1-1 draw. Lou City went out to Colorado. It was a wild, wild game. It was so much fun to watch. So now, I think it's their turn for Colorado to come and visit Louisville. It'll be an amazing championship game. I think it could be the best matchup out of all of these teams here, even though we've already seen it once this year. I'm calling for a 3-1 Lou City win. Louisville City FC are your champions. Louisville City FC will be the champions 3-1. They will get their 3rd championship. I think this is how the bracket plays out. I think there are so many good matchups this year. This is going to be a really, really fun playoffs bracket to watch, and be there every step of the way. I'm not going to miss a single match. It's going to be so much fun, and I'm ready for it. So with that, that'll do this video. I will leave the link for this in the description down below if you want to fill out your own bracket. Let me know who you think is going to be the champion. If you like this video, then like this video. If you like my other videos, which I think you will, like my other videos and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.